Hello. How fun, how fun, how fun is that? So pretty. For me, it represents the beautiful diversity amongst us, the differences of the earth, of all the things upon it, a tree, the grass, the morning dew. It's all the colors of the world, all of the colors of the skin, all of the hearts are important to all of us, and should be, personally should be, for our survival's sake. I came on here for reading some fun kid books, but I'm also someone who, if I am feeling something or hearing it and it needs to be said, I'm gonna do it. And that's something that needs to be talked about, because we're forgetting to embrace all the changes, all the differences. We're forgetting to love. And I, myself, I pride myself in loving everybody. I really love all creatures and humans of this world without judgment, at most as a human can, right? I try. I work at it. I don't waver a minute. I don't. I work at it all the time. And when I do find that I'm judging, I go, oh Lord, there I go, being human. Oh, forgive me. So, yeah. But acknowledging the magic that we still have here upon us. Everything that we can plant, watch it grow from nothing to something, is a miracle. You're a living miracle yourself, and then you're watching a miracle. We're always, when we're forced to slow down, whether it's in a class we take or whether it's, a friend said, you just have to hear this and do this, and we're going to sit here until you listen to this. It made you listen to something that you thought you were not into. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Not being so set and stuck in your own self, in your own ways, in your own demises, in your own strifes that you've put upon yourself or cast. Some people, they choose, well, life has been crappy this long. There's no chance it could ever get better. So I'm not going to give an effort, not even a half-ass, not half-ass effort even, because, well, they say I'm not worthy. They treat me like I'm not worthy. Therefore, I am not going to make an effort to stop these habits or to do something new or change. The trap is changing just in certain areas and not all the way. Cookie cutting out our comfort zone spots and not pushing through the uncomfortable areas. That's the trap, not pushing through the uncomfortable spots. the areas where your unbelief in your own self exists, where you don't believe that you can change, or that you can change it, the circumstances in which you've adapted to. But that's the lie. That's the lie, because you've seen what you can do when you do it. You know. You know. In the depths of your heart and soul. But the choice stays leisure, because leisure doesn't hurt as bad as facing yourself. Leisure feels better than the truth of, I have some ugly things about that live and exist that I hold hostage inside me, that caused me to keep looping and circling and looping and circling and looping. I clean some things up, but then other times I creep back to this or that, to this or that, or a person. You have the will. You have the power. It's a choice, my flower. You do. You have a choice. And you can be stuck in destructiveness, or half healthy, half destructive. A lot of people justify their destructiveness with doing just good enough. Just good enough. Yeah. Because, well, then not everyone's pissed off at me. And I got something to be happy about. I did something, at least. I was productive to a degree, but I deep down know the who that I am, and I could do better. Inside of you, you know you can do better. You could, but choose not to. When you get it. Sure, you can point the finger and say nobody else gets it, nobody else gets you, and you don't connect to whatever. But you know what you do connect to, and you do know all the things you've already conquered and achieved throughout time, from zero baby to now, and to what you will continue to evolve and be. Do you want to? How many years do you want to stay in this cycle of life? How many decades do you want to keep doing the same repetitive brainwave, heart chakra, whatever is in you? How long for the things that aren't working? Do you want to keep that going? Because somewhere inside, the person that is the person knows that it hasn't been as the artist has been painting it to be. Being you, artist. You can paint it as gorgeous, as beautiful as you want. But when there's hidden secrets or evil darknesses or anything that isn't healthy in mind, body, and soul, you and I both know that life isn't under the balance. It's not leveled out, and it's not in control. But it could be. Choosing to change a few different things about what you do every day. Changing a few things about every day's routine. Changing a way about every day's way of thinking, every day's heart, and the way it hears, receives information, or doesn't. Yeah, that's what it's about. We have, as a world, hardened up. And a portion of us, we get disturbed at witnessing all of that. Other of us embrace it. And some of us, we act like we don't embrace it when on the down low. We like some of the evil, which is messed up, but it's truth. It's the truth. There are some people who really think that they like it. It's like watching a great TV show to them. But this is life. And real life means there's real killings and real death and real things that are occurring because of your thoughts and opinions and your feelings and the things that you do or don't do and say to each other, to one another. It's important that we don't enable the fury, righteous anger. That's different. But self and being judgy and just spewing crap around, just to spew crap around about how people wronged me or did wrong this or that or blah, blah, blah. Or the politics of the world and how we do and don't agree with certain things. It's time to stop all that. You've got stronger will than to gossip about crap all the time. The reason we need to stop it is because it stays here. And then that's why the next day you talk about it and it stays here. And the next day and the next day and it stays here and 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 here. And it's no wonder. It wears you down. Your soul gets unhappy. And then guess what? Sometimes we don't even blame it on the real truth of what the problem is. The real truth of the problem could be the media you're watching, but guess what? The person nearest to me is the one I'm blaming because they said something I didn't like. But I had just been watching this, which I know really set me off inside, so I was already edgy. Get what I'm saying? Careful. Be careful. Be mindful. More mindfulness is required. It is required. All right, so let's get to this. At 13:13, I said, let's get to this. 13 minutes and 13 seconds into this. All right. So I'm going to read Yertle the Turtle. And then I'm ending it with a favorite one that I have called A Fly Went By. Okay? Okay. On the faraway island on Samasand, Yertle the turtle was king of the pond. A nice little pond. It was clean. It was near. The water was warm. There was plenty to cat. Okay, I don't get that part. There was plenty to eat. That that makes more sense. Okay. It was clean. It was neat. The water was warm. There was plenty to eat. The turtles had everything turtles might need. and they were all happy, quite happy indeed. Okay, so let's see, Yertle. Yertle the turtle was happy indeed. And they all were happy. Oh, wee hee hee hee. Wee hee hee hee. Uh-oh, something happens. Oh, let's hear, let's listen. Pay attention. Why? Why the face? Why the face, Yertle? Yertle, tell us, turtle. Tell us. They were happy until Yertle, the king of them all, decided the kingdom he ruled was too small. I'm ruler, said Yertle, of all that I see, but I don't see enough. That's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond, but I cannot look down on the places beyond. This throne that I sit on is too low down. It ought to be higher, he said with a frown. If I could sit high, how much greater I'd be. What a king I'd be, ruler of all I could see. So Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand in the Yertle, and Yertle the Turtle King gave a command. He ordered 9 turtles to swim to his stone, and using these turtles, he built a new throne. He made each turtle stand on another, one's back, and he piled them upon in a 9 turtle stack. And then Yertle climbed up. He sat down on the pile. What a wonderful view! What a wonderful view! He could see most a mile. Almost a mile. All mine, all mine, all mine, Yertle cried. Oh, the things I now rule. I'm king of a cow, and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house, and what more beyond that? I'm king of a blueberry bush and a cat. I'm Yertle, Yertle the turtle. Oh, marvelous me! For I am the ruler of all that I see. Whoa. And all through the morning, that morning he sat there up high, saying over and over, a great king am I, a great king am I, a great king am I, until long, about noon. Then he heard a faint sigh. What's that? Snapped the king, and he looked down the stack, and he saw at the bottom a turtle named Mac. just a part of his throne. And his plain little turtle looked up and he said, "Beg your pardon, King Yertle. I've pains in my back and my shoulders and knees. How long must we stand here, your majesty, please?" "Silence!" the king of the turtles barked back. "I'm king and you're only a turtle named Mac. You stay in your place while I sit here and rule. I'm king of a cow and king of my mule. I'm king of a house and a bush and a cat. But that isn't all. I'll do better than that. My throne shall be higher." His royal voice thundered. "So pile up more, turtles, pile up more. I want about 200. 200. Didn't he start out with 9? Something's a little out of alignment here. A little off. A little not right. "Turtles! More turtles!" he bellowed and brayed, and the turtles way down in the pond were afraid. They trembled, they shook, but they came, they obeyed. From all over the pond they came swimming by dozens, whole families of turtles with uncles and cousins. And all of them stepped on the head of poor Mac. One after another, one after another, one after another, they climbed up on the stack. Oh, poor old Mac, poor old Mac. And although they were scared, they were running towards the fear and still dealing with that when they shouldn't have. But let's wait and see what happens. Maybe this leads to something beautiful. Then Yertle, the turtle, was perched up so high he could see 40 miles from his throne in the sky. "Hooray, hooray," shouted Yertle. "I'm king of the trees, I'm king of the trees. I'm king of the birds, and I'm king of the bees. I'm king of the butterflies, king of the air. Ah me, what a throne, what a wonderful chair. I'm Yertle, the turtle. Oh, marvelous me. For I am the ruler that all that I see." "40 miles. All right. Then again, from below, in the great heavy stack, came a groan from that plain little turtle named Mac. Your Majesty, please. I don't like to complain. But down here below, I don't like to complain. But down here below, we are feeling great, great pain. I know up on top you are seeing great sights, but down at the bottom, we too should have rights. We too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it. Our shells will crack. Besides all, we need to eat. We all need food. We are starving, groaned Mac. Right. Oh, what happens now? What happens now? You hush up. You hush up your mouth, howled the mighty King Yertle. You've no right to talk to the world's higher turtle. I rule from the clouds, over land, over sea. There's nothing, no nothing that's higher than me. But while he was shouting, he saw with surprise the moon of the evening was starting to rise. Up over his head in the darkening skies. What's that? What's that? Snorted Yertle. Say, what is that thing? What's that? It dares to be higher than Yertle the king. I shall not allow it. I'll go higher still. I'll build my throne higher. I can and I will. I'll call some more turtles and I'll stack them to heaven. I need about 5,607. But as Yertle, the Turtle King, lifted his hand and started to order and give the command, the plain little turtle below in the stack, that plain little turtle whose name was just Mac, decided he'd taken enough, and he'd had it, and had that plain little lad, had he got a little bit mad, and that plain little Mac did a plain little thing. He burped, and his burp shook the throne of the king. It shook the throne. And Yertle the turtle, the king of the trees, the king of the air and the birds and the bees, the king of the house and the cow and the mule. Well, that was the end of the Turtle King's rule. For Yertle, the king of all Salamandsand, fell off his high throne. Some might call it his high horse or high turtle. fell off his high throne and fell plunk, plunk, plunk in the pond. That's a good ending. Nice. I wonder what the lesson is there. You'd really have to be very confused individual not to get the point. Making assumptions, serving your own ego on behalf of your own self-serving self, being okay with the pain of others, causing pain with others intentionally to make yourself feel better. Not okay. Negatory. We don't do those things. The king was very selfish. And no matter how much communication was truth, not fiction, he refused, didn't he? Do you ever have moments where you're choosing not to listen to your greater good, to the voice that you know you should? Do you? Do you ignore that? Mom and dad, or sister and brother, uncle, aunt, or just even a person you didn't even know that you saw that day. You bumped into him, you had a conversation, and it was all sorts of different. It was good, heated, but it was good. Nonetheless, right? You left with something. We got to make good choices to still love. To love. Because how different would that story have looked and been? Did you hear any love? Was there any love there? The only love that I could gather that could come from that is Mac caring so much for his other turtle friends that he was calling out the ones stuck in their own head and their own self-righteousness and wanting to not listen to anyone. Being stubborn as crap just because they think a certain way and no one's going to change their way of thinking. Or they want to stay doing what they've been doing forever, and that's never going to change, and no one can change me on that. Those are all stay stuck attitudes. Never will you go any further. Same thing with blaming everyone else. But where you don't hear love in the story, it doesn't exist in the environment. If you want love in your environment, you got to be more consistent. You got to make better choices. You got to do what you need to do in order to live and love and be loved. Holding, and wanting that power, wanting all those things, like we saw Yertle get so much more excited once he thought he had more. Oh, look, I have this, I have more, I have more, I have more, I have more. And there's a huge portion of people who don't have a lot right now that get jealous, or they want more than they have. And they're fixated instead of everything that's going actually good for them. The fact that they still live, they're alive, they're breathing, they're waking up every day. Some people curse that even when they shouldn't, because that's going to make your life even that much worse. I know it. And, but if you can't get over your own hang-ups with people or the world, you're choosing not to develop further than you already are. It's just all other different ways of staying who your lifestyle has looked like. Who your lifestyle has looked like, not who you are, who you aren't, and not even the truth or the lies of it. But there's a real big deal of being vacant, spiritually vacant. And when you okay, so for me, my love of God makes me want to be a better person, right? It makes me want to change my ways. It makes me want to dive deeper into knowing who I am. And not just who I am, but who I am with Jesus Christ. Who Christ is within me. And how can I be, a transformation for others. Not just for me, but for others. That's what that is for me. So when you're stuck on anger, anguish, and when you just assume that you can't change anything and that nothing will ever be different, well, it won't be. That's right. That's the choice right in that very second of that attitude and that mindset and that heart. That's the anguish and the pain talking. That's the I don't believe in myself talking. And not believing in yourself, it's a very catchy thing, especially in this world. Because another part of the human condition is sitting in our hurt, sitting in our pain, not wanting to let it go, not wanting to stop believing a way in which we always did throughout our whole entire lives, just because it's always served me well. But has it really? No, it hasn't, because your life isn't better. It has not gotten better. It hasn't improved. Something's got to give. Jesus knows that you know it. Surrendering to what you don't understand and what you don't know. And trying not to feel all those things that make you angry. Like greed, envy, lust, other people's abilities to grow or not grow. These things are sometimes things that people envy. But all those things are you putting yourself up against others and comparing your life to another person's life, and it's completely a different story from the next person. We gotta stop judging. Gotta stop judging. It's going on too much. And I get people frustrated with me because sometimes I don't change how I feel towards a person, even though they have. Even though they don't like a person, or they feel like someone's, a certain way or not for them. That it's not their taste anymore, or whatever they want it, however they want to think and feel in their soul. That's not who I've ever been. I love you. I love God. I love you. I love, even though you're messed up. Even though you're messed up and you can't learn. And there's a lack of capacity in certain spots. We all have lack of capacity in certain areas. And we know this as humans. That we have weak areas. We don't want to discuss them with other people necessarily, but we know it. We know them. And when we deny that, that's worse than the stay stuck stuff. That's quicksand. That's quicksand. Anyways, let me get back. Let me do this. A Fly Went By. It's a good book. And you'll see it's kind of like Yertle the Turtle. I have to have a whole lot of breath to do this, but it's so much fun. I sat by the lake. I looked at the sky. I looked. A fly went by. A fly went by. He said, "Oh dear." I saw him shake. He shook with fear. And when I saw the fly go past, I asked him why he went so fast. I asked him why he shook with fear. I asked him why. He said, "Oh dear." He said, "I must get out of here." The fly said, "Look, look, and you will see that frog. That frog is after me." The fly went past. The frog came fast. I asked the frog, I asked him why. Why? What do you want with that fly? The frog said, "Me? I want no fly, but I must hop, and this is why." "The cat," he said, "just look and see. The cat," he said, "is after me." So then he was gone with one big hop. The cat ran up, and I said, "Stop. Now stop, stop, stop." I told the cat, "Do not pick on that frog. Do not pick on the frog like that." The cat said, "Look, I want no frog. I have to get away from dog." So the fly ran away in fear of the frog, who ran from the cat, who ran from the dog. One ran from the other ran too, from one who came after. And now, what could I do? Away past the lake went the fly and the frog, and past the lake ran the cat and the dog. They went past a shed, and they went up a hill. I ran, and I said, I will stop them, I will. The fly does not know that the frog is not mad. The frog does not know that the cat is not bad. The cat runs in fear of the dog, I can tell. If I can stop him, then all will be well. I ran a lot. I ran so fast. I came up to the dog at last. Now stop, I said. You are the one who did all this. Why do you run? Why do you want to bite that cat? Oh, you are bad to be like that. The dog said, No, that is not so. I want no cat. The cat can go. I do not want to bite the cat. I run to get away from that. To get away from that. That pig. He said, look back and see. She likes to bite and she wants me. The fly. The fly ran away in fear of the frog, who ran from the cat, who ran from the dog. The dog ran away in fear of the pig. My, she was mad, and was she big? I said to the pig, so you are the one in back of all this? Now why should a pig bite a dog? I said. And why are you mad? Are you out of your head? Are you out of your head? No, I run because the cow is after me. Look, she said, that cow will hit me. Those things upon her head are big. So the pig ran past fast. Then the cow ran up, and a little cow too. I said, now, what got into you? Do not pick on the pig, you two. Do not pick on the pig, you two. The cow said, pig, the pig can go. That is not why we run. Oh, no. But someone bad has made us run. He wants to kill my little one. He wants to kill my little one. I asked the cow, who wants to kill your little one? Why, no one will, I said. The cow said, "Look, upon the hill, the fox is there. He comes to kill." The cow and the little cow ran fast. All full of fear they ran past. So the fly ran away in fear of the frog, who ran from the cat, who ran from the dog ran away from the pig, and now the pig ran away in fear of the cow. They came into the woods, and there was a tent, but they did not stop. In and out they all went. And at last they came to at last came a fox, and so he was the one behind all this. He was the one who made them all fear and made them all run. Yes, he was the one who was bad. I could tell. If I could stop him, then all would be well. I told the fox, "Oh, shame. Shame on you. Shame, shame, shame for what you do. You want to kill the little cow. You stop or I will whip you now." The fox said, and by the way, or I will whip you now. Anyways, you want to kill the little cow. You stop or I will whip you now. The fox said, "Now, what did I do?" "Why do you say, 'Oh, shame on you'? I tell you I would never kill that little cow. I never will. I never will." The fox said, This is why I ran. Back in the woods, I saw a man. He had a gun. So the fly ran away in fear of the frog. He ran from the cat. He ran from the dog and the pig and the cows. They all ran, and they came. And then came the fox, who ran from the man. They came to the house and went down the hall, and when they went out, there was a big wall, but they did not stop. That did not stop them. Oh, no, it didn't stop them at all. I ran as fast as I could run. I told the man, "You are the one. You are the one. In back of this, you are the one who wants the fox. Put down your gun." "Fox, the man said, "No. I saw no fox, but I must go. For you should see, yes, you should see the thing that now is after me. You should see, yes, you should see the thing that is now after me." "I did not see it," said the man. "I took my gun, and then I ran, for I could hear it bump and thump. It was so bad it made me jump. It was so bad. It made me fear. It was so big. It was so near. It must be 10 feet tall," he said, and big and fat and bad and red. Why, it can bite. I know it can. It can kick and kill. And it will do it. Yes, it will. I hear it now. Come on, I say, for I must run and get away. Bump, thump, bump, thump. The man ran past, fast, fast, fast. What did I hear? A bump and a thump? It was so bad it made me jump. I was about to run away, but then I saw the thing and say, huh, it was not tall. It was not mad. It was not big. It was not bad. Was this the thing? Was this the thing that made them fear? What was this one? What was this one? The loud big bump and thump that made me jump and sound so near. Made the man run with his gun out of fear. Oh my goodness, it was a sheep, so tame. It came to me and it was lame. I saw what made the bump and thump. I saw the thing that made me jump. The sheep said, look at this tin can. I cannot get it off. I ran, and I ran for help. I saw a man. I went to him, but then he ran. Why did he run away from me? I just wanted help, as you can see. I said, I will get help for you, and I can help the others too. For now I know just what to do. Oh man, I called, come back, come here. This is a sheep. Have no fear. The sheep wants help, for it is lame. Come back, come here. And then he came. But still the others ran and ran. They did not know about the can. I had to call so they would hear. I had to tell them not to fear. I had to tell them all was well. And so I gave a great big yell. Stop, stop, stop. I said to them, to all, you must not run away. No one is after you, no one, I say. You all ran away, and now I know why. I sat by the lake, and there came a fly. The fly ran away in fear of the frog. He ran from the cat, who ran from the dog. The dog ran away in fear of the pig, who ran from the cow. She was so big. The cow ran away from the fox, who ran as fast as he could in fear of the man. The man heard a thump, and away he ran. It was just a sheep with an old tin can. See? I looked at them all, and then I could tell they all had no fear, and now all was well. They all went away. They all waved goodbye. I sat by the lake and looked at the sky. Maybe until the next flight goes by. Right? So, I guess the big deal is don't believe everything you hear. Don't believe everything you see, especially in today's world with AI and the possibilities of stuff. It's our job as individuals not to eat the stuff up. They make things for consumers because we consume. If we stop consuming, it would help. They'd be like, oh, there's not a need for that. Oh, that's not making any money. But it has to be we all have to get like-minded and like-hearted, right? That's a big challenge, but it could be done. It can be. But it takes realizations of yourself and actually facing your inner self, the truths of it, and areas in which you haven't wanted to see as something that needs work. And sometimes that means listening to what the people on when you have friends that know you for a while and you have in the past valued their opinions and their thoughts and their feelings, it would be very wise of you to actually still value the insight and the stuff that they have, even if it sounds like something you want to reject instantly. It would be greatly beneficial for your soul, for yourself growth and leveling up to achieve that, to get over your own hang-ups in which you don't get over, the things you hold against people. That's where it is. That's where you begin with stopping that. It is. And that's everyone doesn't like hearing that, because that's where we want to hold stuff against people. Human error and human nature. But as we heard about Yertle got demanding. Yertle the turtle got really upset, demanding, and then a request to actually, someone asked for Yertle to take care of him, to give a crap about us, and to actually care. And Yertle saw what happened. At the end of that, by not caring and saying suck it up to them, eventually they stood up for themselves. At least one. And the point is even just one can make a difference. You can make a difference for your own life too. Where you don't believe you can, you could. You could. It's a matter of your own self and where you want to be in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years from now. Do you still want this? Or do you want more than this? Better than you've ever had before? Those are the dreams you still dream. Those are the things you still strive for. And to strive for those means killing some of the things along the way and stopping some of the things we love to do. or being around certain people we love to be around. So, or maybe we don't love being around them. We've just gotten used to, being at certain events where people are, and you don't want to give that up. There's a lot of different things that it could be for any person. But the biggest prayer, the biggest thing that I like, and I find that people would have two problems with this. First is some people might have an instant problem with the word prayer. But why would you have a problem with prayer? It's calming. And it's a good, positive thing. You gotta search your soul. And it's light or not light. And why you're okay with feeling like that. But, so that's the one. Not getting past that. And then, what the prayer is could turn someone off. Because those who have a gift for talking, who really love, especially to hear themselves talk more than others, they won't like this. Daily prayer. Oh Lord, help me. Help me to keep my big mouth shut until I know what I am talking about. Amen. Help me to keep my big mouth shut until I know what I'm talking about. Because your thoughts are not facts. Your words are not necessarily truth, nor are they necessarily fiction. But to devalue the power of words to you, you've got to be discerning about how you use words and if you're using them in a foul way, in ways that create, because it's a birth. The world was created with a word, right? It's a birth. You're giving birth to things when you do this. And so, when you're talking about things that are foul, or you use language that's foul, or that it's making you feel not happy inside, even though you're getting it out, if it still has that effect on your body, then it's not good or healthy for you to do it. So the goal is to not continue engaging like that with people, to not engage with those kind of conversations, to stop you and yourself when you feel complaints coming on, when you feel like you want to talk about how everyone wronged you. Tell yourself no. How am I gonna feel in my soul and my heart? Will I feel lighter or heavier? Will I feel better or burdened? Because guess what? You deserve to feel lighter. But oftentimes we decide to sit in our filth. I call it filth. Sit in our junk, sit in our filth, and be depressed in the muck. But when you're depressed in the muck, that's right. It's when you get things like glowing lights. That's when you get going out in nature and not just with your headphones on ignoring nature. No, you experience nature. You see the life all around. You acknowledge who created that life and why you were created, and you acknowledge that you are blessed. this didn't go right, that didn't go right, but one thing that I do know is if you want to improve your soul, instantly breaking into gratitude, instantly when you go negative or dark, or when you want to think bad things of other people, you pull yourself out of that junk with music or a different thing, but good stuff that's light and love, light, not something like I'm going to listen to this, angry music stuff and I'm going to stay in my no, not in that way, light and love, things that help you. Maybe it's even just having a cup of tea, that makes your body feel calm and at peace, or just a bath. But filtering out yourself every day is vital, and not participating in all the other humans' behaviors around you, vital. Calling people out on their stuff when they want to be in denial and fantasy land and stuff. Sometimes we're too quiet. Sometimes the reason things continue as they do is because we're not loud enough. And it can be the reverse. Where we're too loud, most of the time we need to go quiet. Sometimes people learn better when we get silent because it scares them. Like, oh my gosh, this person's always talking and they're not even giving me an opinion anymore. Oh my gosh. And they always say that that's the best way to handle your children too. Because especially if you only whisper and you whisper one sentence to them, like, I cannot talk to you right now. Or, whatever, like, we will discuss this later. Whatever it comes up to you, in that moment, as long as it needs to be genuine, kind-hearted, sincere, loving, nurturing for our children. So if you're not there yet, deep breaths, let it go, whatever it is, let it go. And then you do it, and you address that. It's about being better for you and your spirit and your soul. It's a cleanse. You see water filters and how we have to change out the little spongy spot. We're the spongy spot. We're that spongy spot that needs to be cleansed and cleaned out, rinsed off every day, all the time. Because there's our junk that we're putting in it. There's other people's unwarranted filth that's getting in there. There's filth of what we put in front of our eyes and our ears. All this stuff. And when we want to push it all over to all others except for ourselves, we're never going to get further than that. All right. Just food for thought. I love you. God bless. Be awesome and rise above the crap. Don't be a part of it. All right. Take care.